we're going to discuss logical operators. There are three logical operators within Python: and, or, and not. These operators are similar to their meanings in English. Let's take a close look at and. Here in our script we have x is equal to false, y is equal to true. If false and true, print both are true, else print both are not true. In this comparison, if false and true, and requires your comparison operators, or both your variables, to be similar, and in this case they are not, so this statement is false. So your else clause fires and it prints both are not true. And requires whatever operators you put, or operands you put in your statement to match in order to be true. We'll get to a further example here in a second. So here we have x is equal to 3. And here, if 3 is greater than 0, true, and 3 is less than 10, true, print both are true. In this case, since both of these comparisons are indeed true, we will get both are true. And that is the and logical operator. Let's move on to or. Or is just that. One or the other are true, print true. In this case, x is false, y is true. If false or true, since one of these two are true, this condition is met, and it prints true. Let's take a look at using an integer. X is equal to 3. If 3 is greater than 0, true, or x is less than 10, true, print true. Python does something pretty interesting here. Since this first condition is met and it sees the or statement, it doesn't even go forward. It knows that if this is true or game over, it goes right down to here and prints true. Because you're saying or. If we flip these conditions, if we put less than 0 or greater than 10, it'll go to false. If we leave them both to less than, this would be false and this would be true. Let's do that. Change that to less than. So now we're saying 3 is less than 0, false, or 3 is less than 10, true. It should still print true. I'm going to save it, hit F5, and here we have our or example number 2, and it is still true. Let's change them both. If 3 is less than 0, false, or 3 greater than 10, save and run. And here we have example 2 is now false, because both or neither of these conditions were met. This is false and this is false. In this case it's an or statement. Since neither of these conditions were true, it went down to your else clause. There's one more, the not. Sometimes you need to know when not something is something. So let's talk about that. The not operator negates a Boolean expression. So let's take a closer look. X is equal to true. If not true, print true. Else print false. if not true. Let's see what this does here. Example 1 prints false. Why does it print false? Well, x is equal to true. So if we say if true, that would be a true statement. If not true, this clause would be false, which would go down to else and execute that script block. Let's take a look at an example with integers. X is equal to 3, y is equal to 5. If not 3 greater than 5, print true, else print false. If not 3 greater than 5. So 3 is not greater than 5, and we get true. Now if we flip this, not 3 less than 5, let's see what we get there. In other words, we're saying the inverse of this comparison. If this equals true, not true, which would go to else and print false. So combining these as well, you could nest these operators as well in one line, and we'll get to that in a future lesson. But for now, enjoy logical operators.